Hi, I am Courtney Cagle, and today I will be showing you my presentation for internship. The internship that I did was through Educate and Empower Kids. Educate and Empower Kids is a nonprofit organization online, and my internship was solely online through them. And these books here that you see here are their books. Dina Alexander, the CEO of the company, worked with others to create these books for kids. So what were my responsibilities in the internship? So I had a good amount of responsibilities. So my first responsibility was to compose articles and lessons on topics including body image, healthy sexuality, media literacy, digital citizenship, pornography, and much, much more. And when I would cover a topic, it would usually be underneath these topics. These are the more broad topics, and I would write an article or lesson based on something that is more narrow. For example, for body image, I wrote an article about moms and their role in body image and how their daughters view their body because of moms and what they say about their own body. And another responsibility I had was to do research on the above topics to make sure that I wrote a reliable article or lesson. And we want the lessons and articles on Educate and Empower Kids to, of course, be accurate and to actually be able to benefit parents who are reading them. Another responsibility I had was to complete all article and lesson edits. So each article that I wrote went through a round of edits, usually 3 or 4 edits, and Dina would usually start off editing. Sometimes other interns would, and then it would come back to me, and I would have to fix whatever she told me to fix. And then she would look at it again, or have somebody else look at it. And then there was a last lady who would look at it, and once she looked at it, you knew that you were done with your editing on it. Another responsibility I had was to use social media to post and talk about EEK. So a big part of the internship is to use social media. So if you're not into social media, this might not be the right place for you, although I am not super into social media. And I really enjoyed it because you are using it for good and you are helping educate moms and parents on how to help their kids. So it is really beneficial to both you and the people who are reading it. I was asked to share articles, lessons, and books of EEKs on the social media, so I used Facebook and Instagram. And this week I've been using Twitter. I created a Twitter account specifically for my internship. And I just posted a lot about their books, about articles that would come out, about my article that came out, and then I would ask people to share it as well. And it got a lot of shares. It was really great to see people being more involved and people actually being interested in what I was posting about. Another thing I was asked to do was to create memes. This could be about parenting, articles, books, etc. There was a lot to create memes about, and at first we started creating memes for every single article that we were writing. And then she told us we didn't have to do that, so we started to create less memes, and I would just do them for ones that I really felt like there would be a good meme out of it. I wasn't super great at it. I still honestly am not the best at creating memes, but it was really cool to learn how to do it, and it's fun. It's pretty fun to create memes, even if you're not that great at it. Another thing that I was asked to do was to do a fundraiser to raise some money. Our goal was to raise at least $50. I actually exceeded that goal, and it felt really good to be able to help in that way. I only fundraised on Facebook for a couple days, and I reached out to a lot of people to ask if they would help with the fundraiser and help to support Educate and Empower Kids. And the fundraiser was used towards creating an online social media guide for parents. And it would be a free guide for them, but of course they needed money to create it in the first place, and that's where the fundraising came in. I was also asked to do a community outreach. So what this is I was asked to contact people in my ward. So I was asked to contact the bishop, Relief Society president, primary president, whoever I felt would like to have me come in and speak on a topic. You could also do it more out in the community level. I personally am not comfortable with that, so I did not do that. I never actually did speak on a topic about any of these because I was never asked to. I made myself available to them, and they never seemed interested, so nothing ever happened there. But hopefully for you, if you do it, something does. So how did I benefit the site I served at? So I provided them, again, with multiple articles and lessons, and these are not all posted at the same time. They post them strategically throughout the year based on what time of year it is, what they're looking for in an article. For example, I wrote a back-to-school article about bullying, and so that'll be posted in about August, right before school starts. I also helped to raise money, as I said before, for the organization, which was very beneficial to help them create that social media guide. And through sharing on social media, I introduced many more people to their organization and to their mission. And it was really cool because people would reach out to me and talk to me about it and ask me about it. And so I was able to help educate them on the organization, help educate them on all the topics that I have learned about through the organization. I also push their books, and hopefully through that I help to increase their sales. So their books are a huge part of the internship, actually. They have about 10 books, maybe a little bit more. They have sex talks books, so those are for ages 3 to 7, 8 to 11, and 12 and up. So they're 3 separate books. And those books last for 30 days, so they have 30 days of talks with your kids, and they're not all about sex. It's all the different aspects of what healthy sexuality is. So it talks about relationships, romantic, non-romantic, all that kind of stuff is all in there. And it's really great to help parents to start the conversation with their kids and to feel confident enough to have these conversations, because having conversations about sex can be kind of scary for a lot of parents, and these books help parents to head in the right direction, and it acts as a guide for them. It doesn't give word for word what you should say, what you should do, because every parent is different in their parenting styles and what they want their kids to learn. So Educate and Empower Kids just wanted to provide them with a template of what they could do to introduce these topics and to help their kids get a better understanding of it. Another book they had was How to Talk to Your Kids About Pornography, which I think is the best book that this organization has. Because pornography is a really big issue in the world right now, and it's something like 99% of high school boys have viewed pornography by the time they graduate high school. So that's a huge percentage. I'm not sure about girls, but I know it's also up there. And it's a very scary thing, and I think children need to be more educated on it than they are, and parents are really scared to talk about it. So this book helps to again, guide parents in the right direction and give them something to discuss, because sometimes you just don't know what to say to your kids, what's too much, what's not enough. So having this book there in place really helps. There's also 30 Days to a Stronger Child, which talks about filling your children's accounts. So that includes like emotional, intellectual, social, etc. And there are about 6 accounts. And it talks about what exactly parents should do to help fill their accounts. And it can create a stronger child who is more resilient, who is better able to cope with difficulties in life and even happy experiences. It just creates a stronger child overall. They also have 4 children's books. So one is Precious Power to See, which is about media literacy. And this is something that parents read with their kids, next to their kids. It's like a fun book that also really teaches kids something super important. And then there's Noah's New Phone, which is about using technology for good. And then there are 2 body image books. One is Wade's story and one is Sydney's story. So one is for the girls and one is for the boys. And they both are really, really beneficial to kids. So how did I benefit personally from this experience? So at this time in my life, I've been going through something pretty big, and so doing an online internship was a perfect thing for me. At first, I didn't want to, because I've been doing school online for 2.5 years, and so I was like, ugh, I want to go out and do an internship that's outside, that's more like a job. That would be awesome. But none of the places that I was reaching out to responded to me, and it just wasn't working out. And then I found this place, and I reached out to Dina. The next day she responded. Then we set up a interview the next week over Skype, and then she told me to pray about it and see if I wanted to do it, and I felt really good about it, and so I took it, and it just worked out perfectly for me. The biggest thing that benefited me was how much knowledge I gained from this internship. There is so much that I didn't know about all of these topics that now I do. and I feel like it's really prepared me to be a better citizen and also to be a better mother. And my determination as a future mother has increased. And by that, I mean I'm way more determined to discuss these topics with my kids, and I understand the importance of it. And educating children on these topics is so, so crucial and so vital to their happiness and their success in the future. My testimony of families and their importance has increased. You know, families are a central unit of society, and without parents teaching their children about these topics, society can't really thrive. And my testimony of the gospel has also increased. There's so many evil things in the world. Pornography is a really big one, and I know that through the gospel we can increase our understanding of pornography, understand how to better help people going through those types of situations, but also help children. I also gained some writing skills that will benefit me in future careers. You know, I obviously learned how to write through school, but this helped me to understand how to write blog style better, and it was really awesome to be able to utilize that. I also have a better understanding of social media and how to use it. I'm not a social media person, and I was able to really dig deep with social media and get how it works, and I was on it a lot through this internship, and so now I really understand how to use it. So one important connection that I made between my coursework and what I experienced was that of child development. So throughout my internship, I researched a lot of different topics, as I was discussing before, like healthy sexuality, media literacy, pornography, digital citizenship, and a lot more that affect children today. And their development plays a huge part in that, especially with sexuality and pornography. And learning about child development previously and how the brain works when you're a child and how it develops over time really helped me to see, with the extra research that I was doing, how it really could affect kids and the negative impact it had on children. So that was really cool to see that. So would I recommend the site experience to other students? Yes, definitely. So one thing that's really awesome is that Educate and Empower Kids can be done from anywhere. That is the biggest perk. I traveled a lot. I went to Provo, I went to Dallas, I was visiting friends, and I was still able to work on my internship at the same time, which was really awesome. I don't have a job at the moment. Some of you might. Some of you might want to have a job when you're doing your internship, which also really works with this internship because you make your own hours. And you can work on it anytime throughout the day. You can wake up in the middle of the night and decide to do your internship for 15 minutes, and that counts, and it's perfect, and it's awesome. They also have a really great website that is really easy to navigate and comprehend, and it really helped me throughout the internship to understand what they were looking for, and it also just educated me on a lot of different topics. Dina, the CEO, is such an incredible person, and she was so fun to work with. And every week we'd have a meeting, and she was just so energetic on these topics, and she's so dedicating to educating parents, and it was so inspirational to see this, and it really inspired me to try harder to help parents. So who do you contact? So if you are interested in this internship, you would contact the CEO, Dina Alexander. That is her in the picture. She is beautiful. Her email is dina@educateempowerkids.org. Just reach out to her, letting her know that you are interested, and she will let you know what she needs in order to consider you. I also recommend becoming really familiar with the website and understanding what the organization is all about, and reading over a couple articles and looking at videos just to see and get a feel of what it will be like to intern for them before you reach out to her, just to make sure it is something that you'd be interested in. But I'm sure you will, because it's a truly incredible organization, and I've loved being able to intern for them. So I really hope this video benefited you and that you gained something from it. Thank you so much for watching.